just a podcast underground. Cheap minds buzzing, webcams blurry. Put it out there, no need to worry. Fine K66.9 is no joke. Audio so rough, makes your ears choke. But they keep talking, voices ain't broke. Budget keeps microphones stroke. We ain't got cash, just passion black. Audio crack. Rock this podcast. Crack the podcast. Crackling audio, background invite. Authentic sound in the dead of the night. Listeners tune in, nothing's ever tried. Raw and pretty, not pristine or light.
What's
There
up,
he is.
everybody? Welcome to Budget Podcasting with Clay and Kevin. Hey, I'm Kevin.
And I am Clay.
I'm gonna get that right one day.
No, I'm never going to get it right. Got to do a test first.
Oh, yeah. How's it going, everybody? Today we're going to be talking about webcams and have a general topic of conversation. I want to also talk about inspiration. We got Pam Hicks in the chat. What's up, Pam Hicks? How's it going?
How we doing, Pamela? Pam? Which do you prefer?
Yeah. I want to start off talking about inspiration. Like, if you're going, when you start out a podcast, you really want to have something that inspires you to actually sit down and record something that you're passionate about. And this inspiration can come from anywhere. When I started podcasting, I was not interested in a lot of this stuff. I was not interested in microphones. I was not interested in webcams. I just wanted to sit down and do a podcast. But the more I've done it, the more I've gotten into things. And this is my passion now. I'm passionate about doing, tech reviews, webcams, microphones, keyboards, earbuds, whatever it may be, tech in general. I'm actually really passionate about it, and it inspires me to get in front of the camera. Clay, what actually inspires you to get in front of the camera and talk?
So, like you, I started this stuff just because I wanted to do it. I didn't really care about microphones and lighting and video. I just wanted to do it. I just wanted to find something to talk about, to do. I like to talk. That's one of my biggest, I guess that would be one of my inspirations is I'm a chatterbox. I love chit chat. And this seems like a really good way to get that out. And then as I started doing stuff like you, I started fine tuning things, lighting, video, like my space, how things look, how it sounds. And the more I did that, the more I became addicted to the sound. So I kind of slid into a microphone audio addiction.
Yeah, it can be addicting. When I first started, I thought all you need is a microphone. Almost all the microphones sound the same is kind of what I thought. Webcams, as long as you get like a 1080p or a 720 at the time, they're all the same. They're not. They're definitely not. All microphones are not the same. And my passion came from finding this out and, finding the nuances with each microphone, with each webcam, each piece of podcasting equipment has its own little nuance, its own little quirks. And it becomes an addiction on going in and playing with each of these, audio files, these microphones, these settings, the settings in the webcams. Like I'm constantly changing the settings on my webcam just to fine tune things, because nothing's ever perfect. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And my lighting changes all the time, so I'm always changing things. So yeah. We got Miss K in the house. What's up, Miss
How we
K?
doing, Miss K?
We got Yo Cello in there too.
Felix.
He's listening while picking up. I don't know what you're picking up, but we're putting it down, homie.
Yep, we're going to put it down for you.
All right, so to start off with, I want to talk about the equipment that I'm using today. I'm using the F-Deuce SL40X. This is the microphone I'm on. I do have processing on, and I think it has a real buttery type sound to it, real smooth. As Clay stated before we went live, it'll put you to sleep because it's so smooth.
And not like he's boring, but just soothing. It just sounds, like I said, he can lull us to sleep.
Yeah, and my webcam I'm using right now is the eMeet S800.
And I'm going to tell you guys, he is going to blow your socks off tonight with the webcam thing.
Yeah. All right.
Because mine are still blown off.
Clay, what equipment are you using?
So I am using my OBSBot Tiny to Light as usual. I don't, however, mess with the settings that often. I usually kind of just get them where I want and I leave it alone. Tonight I did play around with it a little bit because I'm also got a Anchor Power Conference 200 hooked up just to show a little differences, compare some prices based on Kevin's little discovery. And I am using a very awesome, thanks first and foremost to Mike Newman. I am using a customized K669, also thanks to the lovely people at FineFine.
Yeah.
So that's what's up.
I gotta say, I'm super jealous.
Sorry?
Super jealous. No, I mean, congratulations. I'm super jealous, but it's what it is. I'm going to end up having to do that to mine. I'm going to have to buy one and customize it to look like that. So, yeah. And it looks amazing, especially I like the red and black combo. You got the black shock mount. Looks really nice.
Yeah. And I love the black grill with the red. And it's even got the branding is in black. Oh, so the FineFine is in black. So it's kind of, I mean, I've got it covered up by the mount, but it's there.
And there will never be any more of those made from what I understand.
Which is such a shame, man, because if they did this,
oh man, they could make so much money,
dude,
especially if they just up the price. Yeah.
Double the price, and I would pay for one.
Oh, I would too. I would too.
Not just one. I'd pay for. I'd get all the colors.
Yeah, I would too.
Geeks.
That is what we are. All right,
so,
guys.
Felix is asking, he said he likes the red. If you didn't hear, no, I did not customize this one. This one is made from FineFine this way, specifically for Mike Newman. And I was lucky enough, and Mike was gracious enough to give me one of these.
It was a gift from FineFine to Mike, and from Mike to Clay.
Correct. So I thank first Mike, and also the FineFine people at FineFine.
Exactly. Man, if they could do like a blue one about this color. Oh.
Blue, green, purple for sure. I'd buy them all up.
Oh, yeah. For sure. FineFine.
Every show would be a different color.
FineFine, if you are listening, which you may not be, but
Probably
if
not.
you are, raise the price and make colors. Raise the price and make colors.
Like I will pay. So it's like, what, $35-$40 for a K669D.
Mm-hmm.
I would hand over easily $60 to $80 for a colored one.
I would probably, I'd probably go about 70 as my top dollar on it. Yeah. But yeah, $70 for something that you're selling for 40 now for slapping on a $30 paint job.
Production wise, I get it though. That's a big step. Is everybody else as nerdy about it as us and they're going to buy them?
Yeah.
Don't know. That's probably what their thinking is.
Quality control is probably where they would, that's probably the issue with them.
Yes.
All right, so I want to talk about webcams today. I am currently on the EMI S800 4K webcam. Now I want to show you a webcam I just
Do
reviewed.
do we have a drum roll?
I don't know if we do or not in the
We
thing,
really need one.
but I got a webcam now that is sub $50.
We do have one, so I'm
Okay,
I'm gonna do it, and then you're gonna show it.
all right.
Would you want to tell any more about it before I go?
It is a sub $50. It's from Rockware. It is the RC08, and it looks like this. I don't think that this is a bad image. I think this is a pretty darn good image that you get with it. The color accuracy is a little off. The lights are not actually blue; they're green.
Yeah, so that's off,
little
but it looks
blue.
good.
Yeah.
Like it's usable good for how much?
Right now they are $44.99, but if you watch my video that I just reviewed it on, I have a 15% off coupon and a link to them. And I think, man, with their software, it does not look this good right out the box. I want to state that
No,
right
it
away.
took some tweaking, right?
It definitely took tweaking, and their software is very Windows 98 feeling. You know what I mean?
Windows 98.
Yeah, it's very clunky. It's very clunky. But this is a 1080p webcam.
Mm-hmm.
This is not
And
4K. This is
it's
1080p.
A sound bar.
It does have a sound bar in it to where if I did not want headphones, I could be listening to play through the little speaker that's on the actual webcam. Want me to go back and forth again?
Yeah.
Not a problem. So this is the 1080p. This is the Rockware. And this is the 4K. I will say there's a huge, I won't say huge difference. There's a big difference. Like the 4K, I get all the character in my face. It is more
Yeah.
color accurate. And this one right here, everything almost has like a little blue tint to it. And it smooths out my face a lot to where I lose a lot of that character, but the image quality is still crisp.
And your lights are actually green, right?
Yeah, my lights
So
are
there's-
actually green.
An indicator as to how much blue's coming through on it. But regardless of that, my opinion, it looks really good for sub $50 and
Yeah.
has a sound bar. You can use it without headphones. Like, I
Yeah.
don't know.
Yeah. I mean, what I would use this for, honestly, well, like this, I would use it for content creation, but if I'm using the soundbar, I would use it more for like business calls and stuff
Yeah,
like that,
yeah.
and more of an office setting. But this quality is very good. Like I don't see it. There's not blown out spots on my forehead or anything like that.
Like mine.
Well, yeah.
Could just
But-
be I have a light right above my head too, but
Yeah, I mean it could be any number of things, but there's no light shining off my forehead. And if I go back to this one, the color accuracy I tweaked it as far as on my face. It's not horrible. It's not a huge difference. Maybe a slight difference, but
I can see the better resolution in the E-Meet, the color accuracy. The E-Meet's a better camera, but for, like I said, for less than $50, that camera is amazing to me.
yeah, and if you're starting off on a budget, this is like the perfect thing for you. Go in there, tweak the settings a little bit to get it where you want. It does have other features. It has like little AI tracking or center stage to where it'll center you. I have all of that turned off right now because I have it set the way I want it. Well, let me go back to it because I'm talking about it. I have it all of that off. and set the way I want it. But it does have like a little bit of AI stuff in there. It's not the best. It's not very smooth. And like I recorded something with Clay the other day, and while we were recording, it was fine because I wasn't moving a lot. But if I moved a little bit, that thing would recenter me very weird and stuff like that. Yeah.
That's where they lose me. Like, because I was telling you the other day, Apple products, Mac, laptops, the phones, they have that center stage thing. And I turn them off because it'll be fine. And then the moment you're not expecting it, you're going to move and it's going to move with you. And I don't like that. I don't tell everybody that to bring their Dramamine. So I don't want to start making everybody sick,
So this is my sub $50 camera webcam. Clay.
Okay. Mine is barely sub. It was $49.99. I have not looked up the price recently. It is the Anchor Power Conference 200, and this is it. So this one's $49. We noticed before we went live, there's a little bit of a delay in this one. But what do you guys think of this? This is, just call it $50. This is $50 versus his $50.
Again, not bad, not horrible, very usable.
Yeah,
if you're starting off on a budget, very usable. However, if when you have the webcam and you've been doing it for a while and you're saving up your money and you want to upgrade, then that's when you move up to an OBSBot, the eMeet, a little higher grade webcam.
Right. But when you're going to spend $50, do you want this look or that look? So
both of them have almost like a blue tint to them.
Yeah.
Like
and we adjusted
a shading. Yeah. And I no matter what I did, I couldn't get this like coolness. It has a coolness to it.
Hey, real quick, I want to say hi to Know Your Joe and Anthony Lewis. And I have a question for Know Your Joe. I was told, I thought your name was Joe. Am I not correct? Is your name actually Bill? That's what I want to.
Well, Know Your Bill don't have the same type of sound.
It doesn't ring the bell.
Yeah.
Kevin's set is brighter. So Kevin, Know Your Joe. Kevin right now is on, say it.
I am on the Rockware webcam. This is a Rockware webcam. It is a sub $50 webcam. Like I said before, I did have to go in, change some settings, work with their software, and their software is super clunky. It is very Windows 98. I should have said that in the review, but I just thought of it. That's what it felt like.
You feel like you were having to dial up to get to the internet, and
it had that very old school Windows type feel to it. If you know, you know. But yeah, this is my sub $50 webcam. Does not look great. 1080p. I mean, it does look great. It looks great for what it is. 1080p. The colors are not totally accurate. Some things are saturated. Like this looks way darker blue than it actually is.
Yeah, it's actually really light blue.
Yeah, and the colors aren't quite as accurate, but this is the eMeet.
Name is Bill. All right, well then so now we know.
Yep. And yeah, I do have my set a little bit brighter than normal. I've discovered that I don't like it quite as dark as I thought I did. I like having my light on and having a little bit more light in the room. I think it just brightens things up a little bit more than having everything super dark. And I'm like I said, I'm constantly changing things because that's just me. I'm constantly tweaking. Next week I may be dark again. Who knows?
Playing around, yeah.
Yeah.
He's fully enjoying his equipment.
Yeah, and that is one of the joys of doing podcasting, doing YouTube, going live. Is you're constantly tweaking things, especially if you just enjoy it. Like I enjoy coming in here and messing with it.
Just be careful. You know what they say.
play with it too much, you'll break it.
Yeah, you might go blind if you play with your equipment too much.
Anthony Lewis says, I think if Clay's room was brighter, it would look the same as Kevin's, in his opinion. Clay don't like a big bright room. Clay likes his darker. It's all personal preference. When you're podcasting and you're doing YouTube, the way you do it is how you want to do it. Don't let anybody else tell you how to do things. If you like it a certain way, keep it the way it is.
I think he was just comparing, but yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Just kind of showing the differences. Right now, he's Anthony. He's on the E-Meet right now. I'm on the Anchor Power Conference, which is a $50 webcam. This is my OBSBot. And when we get into my OBSBot, I've also got it adjusted, the settings, the color, the contrast to purposely make it a little bit darker. Yeah. I like the more intimate, you know, that's what for my Chronicles channel, basically.
And me, I like to show off my toys. So I got all my toys in the background. I got my Back to the Future people, my Back to the Future characters, and then over here I got my Supermans. So
nice. I don't have no real. I mean, I've got my Iron Man, and which is a really cool one. My stepson, he's no longer dating this girl, but he had a girlfriend that found this thing. Somebody in a storage unit or something. It's a wooden poster. So it's actually a like a piece of plywood or like a board with that painted on it.
It looks really good. I like it.
Looks like a comic book cover.
Both of these are canvas. You remember when we first started doing this? Maybe I had that huge Superman canvas in my background, the big kryptonite
Vaguely,
one.
Yeah.
I found one just that big, but I have a Back to the Future scene. It's a Back to the Future canvas.
Yep.
I'm gonna end up putting that on my wall here. So
that'd be cool.
Just talking now.
Yeah, we're talking about things we like. I have another Iron Man poster right off to the side of that. It's an Iron Man, but it's an old Iron Man, and it's got like all. I don't know if I can show you. It's got all the like characters, but they're like drawn like older style. It's really cool.
I like that.
Yeah.
Oh, I like that. But yeah, that is our topic of discussion is make sure you know what you're passionate about. Finding inspiration, and you can find inspiration in anything. Like I found inspiration in tech. When I go to Walmart, I'll go into the electronics and find inspiration there a lot of times too. Go to the Dollar Tree, find some inspiration there. There's tech everywhere for me. That is where I find it. So that's how I get some inspiration. So.
I guess if I was to really get into what inspires me, it wouldn't even be any of the gear. It would be I like documentaries. I especially like stuff that's like talking about a person, like one specific guy, like his story, what he did or she or whatever. Stuff like that. When I see it, it inspires me to want to create that. I want to make stuff like that. I did a documentary sorta on a fight promoter for Southern New England Golden Gloves. And it's really cool. And I got to talk to a guy, older guy, down in the basement of this place, is where they do all the weigh-ins. And I got to talk to this one guy, and he was sitting on a bench, and he was leaned back, just an older guy, very knowledgeable about boxing. And the way he was sitting, you never saw him with his hands not fisted up. As he's talking, he's just always like he's ready to go already. And this guy was in his 70s or 80s, and he was just telling me about how back in the day there was smoke everywhere because everybody smoked cigarettes and everybody smoked inside the buildings, and it was just cool. It was really cool, and stuff like that inspires me to try to be better at my video creation and do the documentary style stuff.
I like that, man. Yeah, some of the scenes back in the day when people were smoking in restaurants and stuff, it looked cool, but it was smelled horrible.
Oh God, Yeah, I smoked for 34 years, and I have not smoked for about 9 years now, and
Congratulations.
I just can't believe that I did it that long because it's so gross. Like it stinks.
Yeah.
Get your clothes, your hair, your carpet, your curtains, everything. The headliner in your car.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I'm very glad I don't do that.
So I want to know your Joe said clay wood poster is cool.
Yeah.
And Yo Jello said the discount code it comes up for the cam comes out to $40.49 plus tax with my discount code
There you go. $40.49
for this look right here.
compared to this look. I don't like this one. It's usable. It's usable.
It's usable.
But for my money, I'd rather spend it on that. Faux show. All right, let me get that off.
Now
there.
I will say I did have to put in probably about 15 to 20 minutes worth of playing with all the sliders and the saturation, brightness, all that stuff to get this look. But I got there.
You did?
I got there.
I'm just letting somebody know that we're live.
Not a problem. Which camera on sale or cam on sale? This is the Rockware RC08. If you go to back to the retro review, I just did a review on this. I have a link and a discount code in that review, and that is what Felix is talking about. $40.50 plus tax, basically, for this look right here. Yep. I do have autofocus off. I do have like white balance and all that stuff. Auto white, but I took all the autos off. I don't like auto anything in a webcam. I like to manually adjust it a lot of times because it constantly changes. And if you're recording something and you have auto white balance and you clip something, the colors can be different when you clip something and then you add something in. It will be off.
Yeah. Yeah. Know Your Joe's said he's going to check it out. If you, these small little things that we've been telling you, Bill, you're going to have your studio set up for cheap money, man. Like you're not going to have to spend a lot. I know he's already done some, he's already purchased a few things. So
yeah, Know Your Joe, just know that the color accuracy is slightly off on this. These lights are, the top is dark green in real life and like an aqua. Yeah. And, the bottom is actually pretty accurate, but both of these colors here are off.
They're actually green.
Yeah. This is off a little bit. This is darker than it should be, the foam windscreen. So just know some of the colors are a little off, but the image quality looks good.
Mm-hmm. And it does do a little bit of that beautification where it's taken some of the blemishes off of his skin, like freckles or
and
dents,
I think that's the 1080p aspect of it because this is a 1080p webcam.
Yeah, it does, Bill. It looks great. That's what I was telling him when he first showed it to me and we filmed a little chunk of his review for it. It was like, I was like, dude, that thing looks good for that money. You can't. But see, and then you switch over to this and it's like, oh, wait, this looks good, but it looks different. It looks, I don't know.
It's completely different. Like these colors are more accurate. These colors are definitely more accurate. And then I go over here and this is cool. It has a very cool effect look to it, which is not bad.
That part I like. It's a little cooler, the temperature wise. The part about it changing the color that much on the blues and the greens, that kind of sucks. But it overall, you can't really knock it for the price.
No, for the price,
you're
sub
up
50,
and running.
Sub 50. It's a great webcam. Yeah.
Go in and adjust what you got to. You might spend an hour playing around with it, 30 minutes.
Yeah, and Joe, this thing has a sound bar on it. Like if
Yeah.
you want to listen to music or something like that, I wouldn't pump a lot of heavy bass through it because it's just a small
Little speaker.
little speaker. But me and Clay were talking yesterday. It has microphones on it, and the microphones are trash. Don't use the microphones.
Yeah.
The microphones. It's a webcam microphone. There is yet to be a good webcam microphone made. I wish all webcams would just stop putting them in there.
Don't make the microphone. Dude, but you know what though? Webcams with a microphone specifically, or should I say especially, they're geared towards not people like us. They're not geared towards people that are wanting to do podcasts and stuff. It's geared towards Zoom calls, conference like meetings.
Yeah, but let's face it. Even if you're using a Zoom call, you're going to use a headset that's plugged into your computer or laptop.
Yeah.
You're going to use something that's better than a webcam microphone.
Geeks like us, we're going to use our XLR microphones through a sound card.
Yeah, that's exactly what we'll use. But
Yeah.
I will say the sound bar, when Clay was talking to me, it sounded very clear.
No
It
echo.
there was no echo coming back through. It was very cool. This is actually a very, very cool webcam for the price. For the price. I want to state that. For the price.
Right. Yeah, I think it's better than the Anchor. Let me switch over. Better than the Anchor. I mean, the delay thing, that's not normal. It usually doesn't do that. It could just
And
be
maybe because you have it coming through OBS as well.
Could be because I'm running both my cameras through OBS. Everything is run through OBS. That's just how I do it. It's just easier. I can just hit start virtual camera and everything just plugs in. Yeah, $40 with a sound bar.
Yeah, it's a really good deal. I scored this pretty high when I gave it a review.
Yeah. Yep. I think it's pretty cool. Price wise, you're off the ground and running.
But all of that said, I like my e-meat better.
It's definitely more accurate, better resolution. Yeah, I'm so far happy with this OBSBot. I wasn't at first when I first hooked it up because I was used to using my iPhone as a continuity camera through OBS, and that is crystal clear. You know, everybody was blown away in the beginning that, oh, Clay's using a phone. Yep, I'm using a phone.
Mm-hmm.
But now that I've gotten used to using just this, I really like it. I'm happy with it.
Oh, you recently got the Tiny 2 Lite, man.
Yeah, that's what I'm on. Yep.
That's awesome. I will say also with like another difference in these webcams, I just want to point this out because I'm just now thinking about it. Look at my background. I get a slight bokeh with the e-meat.
Yeah.
Very slight. Because when I go to this one, everything is super in focus in the background.
I was gonna say it's almost exactly same as you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that may be why one of the reasons why this looks really good too. Like everything's in focus.
Right.
When I switch here, it's slightly bokeh out.
Yeah, you get a little bit of a smoothing in the background. Yeah, Bill, the phone looked good. I can still use the phone. I'm just not going to because I got this. It's hooked up. I don't have to mess with it. I can come up here in like less than 3 minutes, fire everything up and be running. So
Fired up.
yeah.
Another round of shots.
The only problem that I had with doing a phone, I loved the way it looked, but if anything, if somebody texts me or if me, say I'm doing something like this and me and Kevin want to like say something amongst each other, I can't because my phone's mounted up here and I can't do anything with it, you know? So having the phone down here, if something goes off or something happens, I can use it. I can't when I use it as my main camera.
And like it was like hanging in front of your monitor a little bit, right?
Well, this is too, but see, that took up more space. You picture there's 5-6 inches worth of something blocking your screen. Now I've got like maybe 1.5 inches. You know what I mean?
Bill Lockman. WTF.
He would say that. That's one of the guys that I was. We went with when I went to Florida.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you, Bill.
Matter of fact, if you saw the live that I did, he was the taller, like really, really not bald, but like buzzed, real short hair.
Gotcha.
The master griller and meat smoker. He's the one that kept us fed all weekend.
I like smoking meats too.
Oh,
my specialty is ribs. My
That's
specialty is ribs.
He does ribs. He's always sending us a picture every Sunday
Nice.
or whatever it is, showing us a picture of what he's got on the smoker, and it's like, yeah, it's nice.
Nice. I hate to tell you though, Bill, my ribs are better. So
Yeah.
the tad shallower depth of field looks good. I've actually zoomed in on the Rockaware. The Rockaware has a huge field of
very
view.
wide,
It's like
very
a
wide.
90-degree field of view. When the E-Meet, I believe, is only 70, 74. Can't remember the exact.
I don't even know what I'm on with the OBS bot.
It is a huge field of view. Like you could, when I have the Rockaware on full field of view, you could see all my walls on each side. I didn't like
you're
it.
Joe. My specialty is eating smoked meats. That's what I'm always telling my friend Bill. I'm like, he'll go, "What do you guys want for dinner?" And I'm like, "Dude, if you're cooking it, I don't care. Anything you make is good. So
you cook it, I'll eat it.
Cook away. Yeah, I will. I'm good at eating it. I'm not good at making a choice on cooking it or what we're going to have." He brought, I think it was like 2 big full racks of ribs that he did he put like mustard and then he put a dry rub on them and he prepped them and had them in the fridge for a while. And then they went on the smoker for like 6 hours. Them things, man. Oh my, we didn't even have sides. We just ate ribs. There was so many ribs and we had leftovers.
Mm-hmm.
But there was you didn't have room for any sides. We were just,
I like getting country style ribs, trimming them down to where they're almost like a St. Louis style rib. And then I'll take those things I trimmed off of it, still smoke those, and then cut it all down. And we call them rib burnt ends.
Ooh, yeah.
Because they're really small, like chunks.
So they char up real quick.
Yeah, they're so good.
See, now we're talking about food again.
At least we're doing this towards the end.
It's okay with me, man. I said, he had us. What did I say? We did ribs. We did venison burgers. Yeah. He did mahi tacos, blackened mahi, blackened halibut. You don't go hungry when you're around Bill.
If you have room for side, you didn't eat enough meat.
Right.
That's true.
Yeah.
Facts.
We had no room for sides.
Okay, now is the portion of
the chili. Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, no. Go ahead.
I forgot. He's just reminded me the chili. That was Friday night when we got there.
Ooh.
His wife made a chili. It's really good. It's kind of hot, but it had chunks of meat. I forget what he said, if it was sirloin or what it was, but instead of ground beef, it was steak.
I'm in Texas, and I go against the grain of what all Texans say. I think beans go in chili.
I love beans and chili.
I want my beans in chili.
Yeah, kidney beans, yeah.
Yeah, Texas is no beans in chili.
I can't remember if his were. What's funny is so we grew up in Florida together, but I don't know if they were from Texas, but they lived in Texas for a while. I think before we met, that's where they were.
Nice. All right, guys, now comes the portion of the show where you just ask us questions. We're just hanging out at this point, talking about anything, food, grilling. But if you have any tech questions, inspiration. If you have anything you want to ask us about anything tech related, podcasting related, please go ahead and ask away.
I just had to throw that back up there again.
No, I get
My
it.
specialty is eating smoked meats. That's me. Look at me. I don't look like I don't eat, so.
Me too.
But yeah, if you got any questions, Love you too, man. Ask away. That's what we got. Like, what, 20 minutes left, and we will answer the questions to the best of our ability.
That's right. You want to go ahead and get that off the screen.
What's that?
My specialty.
I did get it off.
Oh, it's still on mine. Okay.
Oh. Unless you took it off and I didn't.
I didn't do anything. I don't know. Oh well. We'll keep it
going. Weird goings-ons.
Evie Mucks. Gotta love it.
Yeah, sometimes. I like it. I don't know all this stuff with it, so I like my I haven't even got to use it yet. My Riverside.
Oh really?
No, I paid for the subscription and then I haven't touched it.
We straight up call it chili beans in his house. So yes, beans belong in chili. What's your question, Bill?
What's your question, Bill?
I'm guessing it's going to be about smoked meats.
You just got to be careful when he says he's got a question.
I need to set up something to record the trick-or-treaters. Would like to live stream it. Oh, that would be really cool.
That's a good idea.
That'd be very cool.
What, do you want to live stream you scaring the crap out of them every time they walk up to the door? Or I did that a good one one year when we lived in Tennessee. I stood at the corner of the house, kind of like just in the darkness.
Mm-hmm.
And I was dressed up like Jason, had the mask on, and I didn't have a machete. I had a fire poker for like the fireplace, but I just stood there. And when they would walk up the sidewalk, I would come just out of the darkness so they could see me in the light. And I wouldn't say nothing. I would just like stop, and they would like turn and run. What do you say? Is there a free GoPro software editing app? Well, GoPro has an editing software that's built in. You just got to download it. You got to download the app, so you can use that. I forget what it's called, but I think it's just.
Yeah, I don't use GoPro, so I don't know.
He has
exactly
a GoPro. He uses it for diving. He could have one hell of a show, a YouTube thing just on diving, because he dives to go fishing, to go do all kinds of stuff.
Very cool. But I think you could use almost any type of editing software for GoPro footage.
You can.
What do you use for yours?
Well, I'm using Final Cut Pro.
Final Cut Pro.
But you can use DaVinci. But you've got to have some knowledge of editing software.
You can't edit?
You can't edit. Yeah. Okay. So I guess he's saying you can't edit, really? I don't know. I've never used it. I just know they have something.
I wonder if you can edit it if you change the format. Maybe go into a format editor, make it an MP4, and then add it to some editing software.
I'm not sure what they record in, because I know what you're saying. Some stuff, like when I use my Canon, my DSLR, it'll make it as a .mov or whatever. Not an MP4.
Bill, what I would do is I would try to change the format. There's lots of editing software or lots of file change. Oh my God, I can't even think of what I'm trying to say now. Lots of format changing that you can find online. Sometimes you may have to pay for them, but I would change the format and see if that works.
You could use, what's the one that was, is it Filmora?
Yeah, I think so.
Filmora. Filmora. That's a free one. CapCut.
CapCut. I personally used Clipchamp. It's basically Windows Movie Maker, just their new name for it. But for something that's...
Bill, what do you have to edit on? Are you editing on a desktop computer, Windows? I can't remember what you told me. Do you have... Because that's gonna make a difference as to what you can actually download also.
Very true.
But CapCut's one that is kind of simple. I'm reading his comment.
Yeah, our house is typically kind of thing in the neighborhood, a reference that Kevin will probably get. That at some points, our front yards looks like Six Flags.
So he's on Windows. All right. So like I said, DaVinci Resolve works. It's free, but it's overwhelming.
Mm-hmm.
It's complex. It works good and it's free, but it's complex. It's almost like Adobe Premiere. Adobe Premiere, Final Cut, you kind of got to have some background in editing. You'll get frustrated.
Yeah. And if you want to use something that's fairly easy to use, plain and simple, Clipchamp.
Yeah,
That's what I use.
I've never used Clipchamp, but I know you do everything you do on YouTube with Clipchamp. So
Exactly.
and that's free.
Mm-hmm.
And I know Kevin,
free.
if it's not free, it ain't for me.
Fact.
Yeah.
Let's see. Their house is typically.
It shows up on maps as a traffic hazard.
Nice.
So like Waze is like, don't go down this road.
Man, if you live stream that, man, I'd definitely want the YouTube channel or wherever you're live streaming it from. I'd like to watch.
See, look. He's always making something good.
Bro, grouper is my weakness. Like if it's on the menu, I'm getting grouper, and I'm getting blackened grouper sandwiches and stuff like that.
And shrimp. Yeah. Know Your Joe. DaVinci's good, man. It's so DaVinci is like in the film industry, it's known for its color grading abilities. It's very good for color grading. So a lot of people are using the paid versions of DaVinci, and they coincide with Blackmagic cameras, which are cinema cameras, the more like the pocket style for lower budget filming, but they're good cinema cameras.
Okay, so Know Your Joe, there's free versions. If you just want to live stream, there's free versions here on EVMux. There's free versions of let's see, Restream.
Free versions of what to live stream with?
Yeah.
Okay.
All you need to do is create an account and set up your destination to say YouTube if you have a YouTube channel, which I think you do because you're watching this on YouTube. I think you have to have a YouTube channel to watch YouTube.
Live streaming in that manner, if he's going to be trying to live stream like Halloween, he could use his phone, and he doesn't need anything. You would just live stream right to YouTube.
Oh, that's true too. Yeah, that's definitely true.
If you're not wanting to do that, if you're wanting to set up a couple different cameras and feed them in, then yeah, you're going to need to do like what he's saying, run an OBS. OBS you can live stream with.
Yeah.
A little bit of a learning thing, like he said earlier, learning curve. You got to figure out how to do it, what to do, but it works and it's free.
Are there channel requirements to live stream?
No, I don't think so. Is there?
I don't know if there is or not.
I think there was at one point, but I don't think there is anymore, because from what I remembered, it was like you had to have 1,000 subs or something. I live stream on the Chronicles all the time, and I don't even have 200 on there yet.
Yeah, so I think you should be able to live stream.
Yeah, as far as I know, maybe with like TikTok, Instagram, stuff like that. Maybe there was requirements.
The best thing I would do for you, Joe, is test it. Grab your phone, hit go live, and just test it.
Yeah,
and find out that way. I mean that's the best thing to do instead of waiting till day of and then you try to go live and have problems.
OBS. What is the definition of it? It's something broadcast services or.
I'm going to look it up. Yeah. Because it's on the tip of my tongue and it's going to bother me if I.
Is. And you know what's really weird? And I don't know if there's a connection or not. I think Mike might have mentioned it once. OBS. And then you've got
Open Broadcast Software.
There's it. Open Broadcast Software. OBS. OBSBot. OBSBot is OBS bot.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. That.
I don't know if they're connected, but look at it. It's OBS bot.
That makes sense. It makes sense.
Yeah.
And OBS it's very simple. You're basically bringing in a feed and Well, I don't know about streaming to YouTube because you got to have like the key, your
Well,
streaming key and stuff like that.
it'll walk you through it. I've
Yeah.
got mine set up, and it's easy, but it's also not. If you're not used to seeing this stuff, you're gonna have to spend some time going through it and looking at it and like really dissecting it in the settings, and then you'll start figuring it
Yeah.
out.
And honestly, there's a lot of YouTube help for that. Quick YouTube guides for OBS because almost I would say 95% of the people streaming use OBS at some point or use it for something for live streaming,
Yeah, I
recording.
like I said, so when I record my YouTube videos that are like recorded, not live, I use
Mhm.
OBS. I don't I don't record a file, a video file on my phone or on my camera or something in separate and then upload it. I just plug everything into OBS and I do it right in OBS.
I'm the same way.
That's
Everything I record is going through OBS.
yeah.
This is not because we're live streaming. It's easier to have a streaming software when you have multiple people in
Right.
in a live chat
But
going and stuff
my
like that.
audio, video is all getting pulled into EVMux through OBS.
OBS.
I have my camera, my second camera, the Anchor. This is set up through OBS. It's just how I do it. It's how I roll.
Mine is not. Mine is set up
Does
through EVMux.
OBS require internet? I mean, if you want to go live, yes, you definitely have to have some sort of data.
hmm
Um,
I don't know if there's a mobile version of OBS.
I don't know. Well, I think Streamlabs don't they have a mobile version?
It's been a while since I've done Streamlabs.
Because Streamlabs is part of OBS as well.
Yeah.
It's like a prettier gamer oriented version.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you're going to use OBS to go live, you're going to need either a solid internet connection or good mobile data.
How are you looking to stream it? Are you looking to stream it with your phone through webcam, some other recording device? How are you looking to do it? If you're going to use your phone, I would just go to the YouTube itself and go under your channel and hit go live that way.
Yeah, for that.
You're gonna have a better quality going using your phone than you would anything else for something like that.
Know Your Joe. Yes, you can connect your phone. So if you have an Android phone, you can use apps. There's different ones, but there's one called iRuin, and it will pull in your phone camera, and it can plug it into OBS. You can use, if you're using an Apple, you can do the continuity camera. Although I've heard some, I've had a couple issues with it where it doesn't want to connect sometimes, and Bark actually stopped using his iPhone for like his overhead shots because of that, because it kept it's real finicky sometimes. But once you get it, it stays. Mine's on right now, and I'm not even using it, but it's connected. you know.
Yeah, there's a couple of different apps that you can use on Android.
Matter of fact, there you go. Like
There you go.
and it's like that simple. Like this is just on my phone. As you can tell, it's all shaky. But hey.
I would like to record 4 GoPros on the boat while running out and 2 while scuba diving. Okay.
So, now
that I would use OBS for.
Okay.
On a laptop or something like that.
You can do that on OBS. The only thing I don't know how you would do, you would do it, and you would have to set them up so that you shrink the screens down so that they all show up. And you could have them all 4 showing up at the same time, and you could record. It would almost look like like a security camera system.
Yeah, the four corners.
When they've got the TV up on the wall and it's got all the cameras, it would look like that.
And you
So
can
you could do that.
You can do that. You can. I don't know if you may need a split. If you're using a laptop, you may need a splitter for inputs. So, because I don't know how many inputs a laptop will have for GoPro inputs.
I don't know, but I know they make hubs for that. OBSBot actually makes a really cool hub that I would love to have that you can do that with. You can plug like, I don't know if it was 4 or 6 cameras in to one thing.
But that's actually a pretty cool idea to have some GoPros on your boat.
Yeah. So he wants to have 2 while he's diving and then 4 set up on the boat. That would be a cool idea. You could have one looking out the front, one looking out the back, and then 2 for diving or whatever.
I'm trying to think of if there's a wireless connection now. I don't know if GoPro has a wireless connection too.
I don't know.
And I'm sure
like a continuity camera thing.
Yeah, and I'm sure if you're going to be underwater, that may limit the range.
Those might not work for very long.
Yeah.
Yeah, live.
Now, if you're going to record it,
right.
If you're going to record it, you can record everything and then put it in OBS and have it go that way, and you can position anything how you want.
If I've been telling him if he recorded that, even if it wasn't live, recording it would be a lot easier. You could get all the camera angles you want and then choose which one you want to show at which time. That stuff, I would watch that all day long.
Listen, I would too, because
somebody diving and catching a 40-pound grouper, like I would love to watch that.
That's awesome. Yeah, I would watch it because I used to watch. I don't know if it's still active, but there used to be a webcam underneath a bridge in the Keys, at the Bay Honda bridge there, and there would be fish all the time swimming underneath there, and I would just watch that for hours, just watching the fish.
Dude, they have live cameras that you can go on YouTube right now and look them up, of train stations. Like, there's train stations and railroad crossings. They're just cameras set up that you can see the railroad crossings all the time, and sometimes you might see a bum sleeping on the sidewalk. Like somebody trying to end their life out on the tracks. Like it's neat. Like and you can just
I wouldn't call that neat, but
well, no, but you know what I'm saying. It's neat that you can go on and you can see all these different train tracks, train crossings, and train stations all over the country.
I do like watching live feeds, continuous live feeds.
Yeah.
Those are really cool to watch sometimes. All right, guys. Do we have any more questions as we're going to start wrapping this up?
We are sub 2 minutes before closing.
Sometimes
live feeds of Tokyo.
Oh, man. That's one of my,
that's probably cool.
Destination places.
Yeah.
My bucket list destination
We
place.
need to go there because we're techie, nerdy. That would be fun.
I also love weird food, and Tokyo eats like live octopuses and stuff like that.
Oh, no, I can't do that.
Dude, if it's weird, I'm telling you, if there's something weird on the menu, more than likely I'm going to order it.
I went to a buffet, a Chinese buffet out in Rhode Island once. And it was a big place, had a lot of good food. I went up to the salad bar to get salad, and there's like two or three different salad bars. And the first one that I passed had live octopus things all squiggling around in a bowl of ice. And I was like, are you fucking kidding me?
Oh, I would have loaded up on it.
Oh, you would eat that?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, no.
I would. Have you ever had fried octopus or grilled octopus?
Well, I've had calamari.
It's a little different. That's squid.
Okay, yeah. Live feed of Bahamas, just saying. Oh, yeah. We're I don't know if I want to do this. I haven't said it on the group text. We were talking about Montana, and they were talking about a cabin that's off grid. There's no cell service. There's no that doesn't they don't even have electricity. It's like all the lights are run off propane.
Yeah, you were telling me about this.
I don't know if I want to do that because like I like my internet. I like checking my stuff. I like going live.
But you know, sometimes you need a break from all that.
Yeah, no, I get it. But then he pops up in the conversation with what about the Bahamas? And I'm like, oh hell yeah, I'll go to the Bahamas. Let's go to the Bahamas. And then he says, we can get the so-and-so's catamaran, we can get Joey's such and such boat and my boat. And then I was like, wait, I don't want to drive in your little boat across the ocean to go to the Bahamas. I'm going to be sick so bad. I might have to juice up on some Dramamine before we go. Because it's like a 5-6 hour trip, I think.
Yeah.
From certain parts of Florida to get to the Bahamas. And that's what he's talking about. He wants to take the boats to Bahamas.
No. I'll take a ferry.
a ship, a big, something that's like
a cruise, if you will.
Plus 60 feet.
Yeah. Bermuda, Bahama. Come on, pretty mama.
Yeah.
All right, guys. So just to recap, I definitely want everybody, if you want to start a YouTube channel, make sure you find something you're passionate about, something that inspires you. That way you can inspire other people because your inspiration can inspire others. Mm-hmm. Also, definitely check out these webcams. We have my webcam here. You are now looking at the eMeet S800. This is a $150, $130 webcam.
Yeah.
But if you want a sub $50 webcam, you could get one of these. Yeah. This is the Rockware RM08. I believe, yeah, the Rockware RC08. This is the Rockware RC08. This is sub $50. Go to Back to the Retro Review. I have a discount code there. So, yeah, definitely go check it out. Clay, you want to have anything?
So they if they want to consider the OBSBot Tiny 2 Lite, at the time that I purchased it, it was $179. I am completely happy with it. I'm not even going to show my $50 webcam because it looks like trash compared to Kevin's sub $50 webcam. So I'm not even going to suggest that you buy this one. I'm going to say go with the Rockware.
All right, guys, that does it for this episode of Budget Podcasting with Clay and Kevin. So for Clay, I am Kevin saying, if we don't see you again, thank you for being a friend.
Good night, guys.